Have you ever wondered what really goes into some of these videos we make? Well, this video, I'm starting out with a new save, and I really want to do a test on crop yield bonus, whatever, on the yield bonus from start to finish with a field that is just not good. So, like this field here, I would want it to be as crappy as possible, basically. So, uh, what I would do is I would go into my console here and then do the field command. And this will open up this window that allows me to set whatever I want to set here for the field. So that way I can make it as cruddy as possible. So we can set the fruit type, we can set the growth state, we can set if it's got weeds, if it's got stones, if it's been plowed, or the ground type, which is what you're seeing here. So if I change this to rolled seed bed and I apply, that's what rolled seed bed would look like here. A ridge, sown, and so on. So you can kind of set the field up for uh, whatever state it is. And it's basically the different states that it goes through as you do the different farming processes. And yeah, so we can actually manually set that with this handy little command. Now this is only on PC. Unfortunately, can't do it on console. You could also change the angle of the field. See how that's facing a different way now. So that's how many different angles that the game allows by default, which it used to be a lot less. Um, we can set the spray type. I don't know if we'll see much of a difference there. It changed a little bit of color. It really just kind of changed the shininess, I guess is the way to put it. You can set your spray level. You set your lime level, your plow level, and your roller level, along with your shredded level. So that way you can kind of set all the different settings that a field would take to be able to kind of set the field up for whatever video you're about to do. And that's how I do it, at least. Other YouTubers and whatnot may do it a little different, but this is definitely the easiest. Now, um, when you're doing repeatable tests, so if you're comparing two vehicles doing the same field for whatever field work, harvesting, for example, like when I did the Nexat versus the base game um, comparison, I tried it at first by just using this to set the field each time, and unfortunately, it I got different values because I reran it the same test with the same vehicle and it was slightly different. So when I do those, I do it to where I set the field up and I save it, and then I run the test with the first item and shut the game down. Start the game back up, run the test with the second run or second item or whatever, and that way I've got the exact same field for both tests, and there's no differences in what might happen. Because for example, on the Nexat test, for the harvest test, my dog just sneezed. For that test, I did the first time I did it by just changing the field values here, and I had a 42% yield in bonus or whatever from the harvester versus the base game. And I was like, oh, that's not right because they only set it to 10%. So I had to um, redo the whole test, which keep in mind that took me probably an hour to an hour and a half to do the first test. So I had to redo it, which I had all the equipment on the second run, so it's a little easier. It wasn't as time consuming, but yeah, some of these like 5-10 minute videos that I do, I spend 2 to 3 hours setting up sometimes. Sometimes not as long. Sometimes it only takes like 30 minutes to an hour or whatever. But yeah, a lot of these videos do take a little while to get set up. So something in the background, or what do you call that? Behind the scenes. Yeah. Um, but yeah, so these do take a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and set these randomly. Um, so now we've got a newly planted barley field. And then I can also set it to harvest ready and all that good stuff. And you can kind of look at the different textures if you really wanted to think about it that way. So like right now, my yield bonus is only 37%, and it needs lime, and weeds are growing. So I really want to try to get the yield bonus to 0% because I'm going to make a video on how to get your bonus to 100%. And I'd like to start out at 0. That way we're covering everything that might be needed in that video. So we'll go back into the field ground doohickey here. Now we want this to be, should we go dead? What's it look like dead? Ooh. I guess I could start out with a dead field or harvested. Probably harvested. And we want weeds. We want stones. We'll do small. Harvest ready. We'll set this to 0. None. Plow level 0. Apply. And then let's see what that looks like. And look at that. Perfect. No yield bonus. So this will be the field that we use for that test. Now, we'll go ahead and save it. Goodness, losing my voice today. Maybe I need more coffee. All right, so save it. That way we've got our field the way we want it. Oh, I need to buy the field. Uh, I I do a lot of things through the command prompt here. If I can, I do, I guess. You know, farmland, buy. And I usually just buy the whole map. Why not? And then we need equipment. So I'll have to go through and buy all the equipment for it because I'm going to need, let's see, I need a roller for the stones and fertilizer. Uh, do I need to plow? Probably plow. Well, I don't know. I kind of want to cultivate. That way we can do the weeds. It's one of those tests that's just like, what's the best way to go about it? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this off. And I thought you guys might find it interesting, some of the things that we go through to set these videos up. And yeah. Hey, if there's any little comparison tests that you'd like us to try out or um, anything you'd like to see, just let us know. And we'll see what we can do. Hey, appreciate you watching. Have a good one.